Yes, guys, welcome back to another video on the One Hotspur podcast. And if you're wondering where Toby is today, that he cannot record today because he's taking a test at his school. So good luck, Toby, on your test. And so I am Louis, and I'm going to be stepping in for Toby again. And today's video is going to be a predicting Tottenham Hotspur's last eight games in the Premier League. And today I'm joined by Samuel from TFHD National. How you doing, Samuel?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. And today I'm also joined by Max from Hotspur News.
Hello.
And so obviously, like I said, we are predicting Tottenham's last 8 games before the Premier League season comes to an end. So the first one we are going to do is Tottenham versus Everton. It's away at Goodison Park this Saturday. So, and as it says on there, and obviously you can see all of our names on our Instagram. So go and follow the.
Unfortunately, it wouldn't let me put away and home for all of them. So as we get to each match, then I'll just tell you which ones are home and away. So that'll make it a bit easier.
Yeah. So obviously, as you can see there, it says Max is first. So Max, can you start us off, please, with your prediction against Everton?
Well, Everton, as usual, I have no confidence going into the game, as shown by the recent performances with Spurs. But Everton's form at home has been quite poor this season, and they've dropped many. Everton have also dropped many unnecessary points to teams like Fulham, Newcastle, Man City. They lost. Recently Everton have been quite poor. They drew 1-1 to Palace and drew 0-0 with Brighton. I think it was a couple of days ago. So that gives me a bit of confidence. But then again, our away form is shocking, and Everton's home form is very shocking as well. To be honest, I don't see us winning the game. But for this one, I'm going to say a draw. I'm going to go 1-1 for this one.
1-1. Okay.
So it's my turn, and I think for the Everton game, I think a draw as well. So I'm going to, obviously we're on kind of a bad run of form, but on like an okay run of form. I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. Now, obviously, I'm up next on this prediction. Now, like we've said, there's home and away form. You know, both of them haven't really mattered too much this season because there's no fans, so you can't really judge it. I just feel that we're in poor form. I just can't see us getting a result, so I'm going to go Everton 2, Tottenham 1. Unfortunately, because I just can't see it happening. I know they've got massive, they've got massive setbacks in a few injuries, but I don't know whether they're ready or not to come back. So yeah, 2-1 Everton.
Yeah, very confident, lads. I'm very confident going into this one.
I'm back, people.
All right, so what's next? Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton is next, guys. So Max, what's your thoughts?
So Southampton, come on, this has to be 3 points, no less. I mean, Southampton, ever since the 9-0 against United, you've seen Southampton have been like a relegation side since the 9-0. Like, I don't know what's happened to them, because I swear, like halfway through the season, they were like 4th or 5th, and all of a sudden, like down the table, like they just dropped rapidly. I mean, last time it was 5-2, and we are capable of scoring a lot of goals against Southampton. And I don't know how, but they lost 3-0 to West Brom a couple of days ago.
Well, West Brom were literally Barcelona in that game. Prime Barcelona. Literally, they played so well, but
Yeah, but as I said, like ever since the 9-0, like, I don't know what's happened to Southampton. Like, I know they've had like a few injuries and players are starting to come back and stuff. Obviously, they beat Burnley 3-2 as well, come back from 2-0 down. So it kind of shows that they can like fight, they can show a bit of passion. So, but at the same time, I expect nothing less than 3 points. I expect And nothing more. So to be honest, I expect us to win the game. And to be honest, like, we have noticed this season when I've noticed this season, like when we have to win a game, like literally have to win a game, we usually end up winning like quite convincingly. For example, Burnley 4-0. So I'm going to go 3-0 on this one.
That's ambitious, I must admit, much more ambitious than what I've got in my mind.
So, my turn, and I'm going to go, you know what, I'm going to go 2-0.
Yeah.
Now, my prediction, I think Southampton will get a goal because, you know, our defence is bad and they have Danny Ings. So I'm going to go Tottenham 3, Southampton 1, as I just can't see us not winning the game. But it would be a very Spursy thing to do, wouldn't it, to end up going along and absolutely bottling it, so, if you want to call it that. So, yeah, I can only see anything like we've all said, a win for Tottenham. But yeah, very convincing result that could be to get us kick-starting.
So the next one is Sheffield United.
Sheffield, once again, 3 points, nothing less. I mean, Sheffield's. Well, I mean, the thing is with Sheffield, like we already know they're down. I mean, Sheffield just playing for pride at this point. So to them, it means nothing. For us, it means everything. Because the weird thing is, like, I know top 4 is pretty much done, but at the same time, like, I still want us to try and go for it. So, once again, I think this will be a convincing win against a very what's the word, like dejected Sheffield side who have been, like, in my opinion, like one of the biggest regressions that I've seen recently in the Premier League. Like, it's kind of weird how Sheffield were amazing last season. I think they finished in the top half.
I always thought that they'd be a one-season wonder. Like, I never thought they'd get back into Europa League contention, but I never for 1 minute saw last season them getting relegated. At the start of last season, I thought, yeah, they're going down, but then they impressed us. So yeah, I think this has definitely shocked everyone, but I thought they'd be a one-season wonder, but not like this. But what's your prediction, Louis?
I'll just go. Wait, I never said my prediction. I never said 1-0.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, don't worry.
I'm gonna go. Well, I expect to keep a clean sheet, like even though our defense has been awful. So I'm just gonna go 2-0 Spurs. Pretty comfortable win.
Louis, what's your prediction?
I'm going to go 3-0 Spurs.
3-0. Now, I think we're capable of winning, but then there's just something in me that suggests that now that the league's over for both teams, Sheffield United will just want to get something out of the game. I do think we'll win. I don't think it'll be convincing. I'm going 3-1, and I think we'll try and defend a 1-0 lead. They'll get an equaliser, and then we'll go on and start playing attacking football, and we'll go on to win the game.
So the next one is Leeds away, I think.
Yeah, Leeds is away.
Leeds away. So, Max, what are you thinking?
Once again, away form has been poor. I mean, Leeds recently beat City 2-1 with 10 men. So it kind of shows that Leeds can cause us problems, definitely, especially with their attacking players they've got. I mean, Leeds have got some attacking for it. Obviously, Stuart Dallas, I think, is a pretty decent player. Rafinha, Patrick Bamford, and that could cause our defence some issues. So to be honest, like I don't think we'll get a clean sheet on this one. I'm not confident with us getting the win either. So I'm going to go with the same as the Everton game, 1-1 draw.
For me, that's a hard question. I think we're going to win 1-0.
You think we'll win 1-0?
Yeah.
Now, I think that this is one of those games where it could go either way. I think Leeds are set up to attack all the time, and I know that this is unpopular, but they could be as hard as your Liverpools and Manchester Cities on their day because they're just so fast, so attacking minded. So I think that Leeds, like you said, I feel like they're a big game team. They get results against the big teams. I hate to say it, but I think Leeds are going to win 2-1, and I think Rodrigo and Rafinha will get the goals for Leeds, unfortunately. But I hope that I'm proved wrong with that. I hope that I'm proved wrong. But City lost. City lost to them. So next up's Wolves.
This has to be a win, surely. Like, to be honest, it's kind of sad because I actually rate Wolves this, because to be honest, like ever since Wolves have been in the Premier League, like I've always rated them. But this season, I just don't know what's happened to Wolves. Like they've just been so poor.
Well, they've lost Jimenez for a start.
Well, I was about to say that. I think the main reason for that is the injury of Raul Jimenez, and also recently I've heard the news that Pedro Neto is going to be injured as well, which I think has been Wolves' best player this season. So,
without a doubt.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think if we don't win this game, it'll be a huge shock. But at the same time, I do expect us to win the game and this time attack them. Obviously, at Molineux, we drew 1-1. And
I was going to say it's important.
And that's just completely down to the tactics. So, like, literally, like, just attack them, and we'll win the game convincingly. And I expect us to do that, considering we have to fight for like a spot in Europe. So I'm gonna go 2-0 because I think we'll keep a clean sheet, especially when Wolves have no Raul Jimenez or Pedro Neto. So yeah, 2-0.
Sure.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Tottenham.
1-0?
No, 1. I'm gonna go 3-0 Tottenham. Yeah, 1-0.
Okay. Now, it's never been so easy, I think, to beat Wolves ever, because they're such a good team, but they're losing players through injury. I can only see one outcome here, but normally beating Wolves is quite a big achievement. Every other team could do it, but Tottenham just seemed to switch off against them. I know we beat them at Molineux with that Vertonghen goal, but we looked shaky in that game, and I just feel like Adama Traore coming back into form. I know this is still 5-6 games away yet, including the cup final, that is, but you just feel that's more time to build up form. So I'm confident for this. I think we'll win 2-1, and I think Kane and maybe Son again, because I think he'll come back into form. I think they'll be at the heart of it, but maybe I don't know. I can't think of who would score the goal, but it's just written in it. Maybe Fabio Silva might. That's my prediction.
Matt Kluka.
Oh wait, what game's next? Aston Villa. Well, I think this result, in my opinion, depends on whether Grealish is back or not. Because
I think he will be back, unfortunately, and that's a problem.
Yeah, because in my opinion, like Aston Villa are nothing without Grealish. I mean, to be honest, like call me deluded, whatever you want, because Aston Villa still have some pretty decent players, but I think Grealish is the main like attacking spark of that Villa side, and to us, we saw that in the 2-0 win at Villa Park. Like without Grealish, you can see how much less fluid Villa are going forward, especially, which can trouble our defence, which can be quite poor. So I think Grealish will be back. Like I think he's out for another 2-3 weeks, which obviously the Villa game is longer away from that. So I don't think we'll get a clean sheet, but I think we'll narrowly win the game. I'm going to go 2-1 on this one.
I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1. Wow, that's confident because, like we've said, I think if Grealish is back, then it's a totally different game, and I mean that because there's more energy in the game. I think, which is obviously what we've all said. But I think it's important to think that you can't predict that far in because for all we know, we could have Kane and Son out, and they could have Grealish back. So I think it's getting harder to predict in the future. And also, there could be a sudden spark in form for either side. That's why I personally feel that we will come away winners. I'm going to agree with Max and go 2-1 to Tottenham. As that's just the result that I see. But like I said, it could change now. It really could. Because there's injuries, there's form, and obviously the opponent might pick up form or injuries too. So that could be very decisive, I think.
Was it Leicester now?
Yeah, I think so.
Leicester. What's
I
away?
think Louis might be having a few problems with the internet.
With mic's off. But anyways, Leicester. Then again, I think it's quite difficult to predict the score. This especially when you're 7 games away. Like, especially considering the fact that players could get injured.
Yeah.
Or players could get injured. Either side could have a dip or rise in form. But I'd say based on right now, I think this game's going to be a draw. The reason being, yes, I know we've been poor, but Leicester have been as well. Like you've seen, like
they've got a tough run. You've got to remember that they have a massively tough run of games. Oh, just got a bit of a glitch here, but yeah, it's all sorted now.
Yeah, and also Leicester have got to play Chelsea, United, and Spurs. So at the same time, like I know Leicester do have a couple injuries. I think Maddison's still out for them, but at the same time, I say based on each team's form at the moment. Like if I was to predict, if I was to predict the score right now based on either side's form, I mean both sides have lost. Well, not lost, but both sides haven't won their last 2 games, and for me, like, I think Leicester are going to do the same thing they did last season. I think it's going to be tight between Leicester and West Ham for the 4th spot. I mean, call me crazy, but I think based on the form right now, I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw because both sides have had a few scoring problems as well, especially about Maddison for Leicester. So I'm going to go 0-0.
Maddison is almost the Grealish, and I think that's where, obviously, don't forget this is very close to Euro. What would be Euro 2021? So Gareth Southgate has a massive, not problem. He's got a dilemma, should we call it, on his hands where he needs to pick between Maddison, Mount, Grealish, and probably Foden as well comes into the discussion. I can only see. I can see this being a must-win game, but I think I would put. I'd put the game as a 3. No, not 3. I think it'll be 2-1 to Tottenham, and I think Louis back now, so he can.
I'm here. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Don't worry. We all have these problems.
It's just we had someone annoying. All right, carry on, boys. Let's carry on. Sam, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Carry on. So my prediction for Leicester, I think we're going to win 3-1.
3-1 to Leicester.
No, to us.
To us. Oh, like I said, that could be such a decisive game, because if they win that, then they could get top four. But I'm not saying top four is completely over, because Leicester have a really tough run. So we could still get top four, but it is seriously a big ask. And I haven't actually been able to include it on here, but we've also got the Carabao Cup finals. I couldn't fit it into the document. So we'll just have to say that one without the template. So I suppose we'll start with you again, Max, and work our way on the template.
I mean, the thing with the Carabao Cup final, well, I mean, first of all, it's a one-off game, and Mourinho's record in finals is very good. But unfortunately, like, I just think City are going to have too much. Like, if anything, to be honest, like, the only thing I want from this final is to us to just go for it, because you saw with Arsenal against City, for example, in the 2018 Cup final, Arsenal did exactly what I don't want us to do. Arsenal just gave City way too much respect in that final. Just like Arsenal just didn't close them down, and when they conceded the goals, like, they just collapsed. And looking at that final, I just don't want that to happen to us. But I think we will go for it because it's a final. It's a one-off game, and another team wants to win the game. But at the same time, even if we do give it 110%, I just don't think it'll be enough. So I think we'll give it a good fight, but at the same time, I think we're going to narrowly lose it 2-1, unfortunately. For me, like, the Carabao Cup, like, it's City's trophy. They've been too good this season, and I just think they'll have too much for us. So
I think it's worth mentioning that Leeds did it. So Leeds, I know that wasn't really a massive game, and yes, they rested. But what I've been saying for a while is, if City keep dragging this title race out for as long as possible, they might turn to that game beforehand, before the cup final, and think, we need to get the trophy, we need to get the Premier League, because the Premier League's over the Carabao Cup. When you're in a position to win both, you pick the Premier League. So I think that what we need to hope is that they prioritise the league over the cup. The league's gone for us, I think. I know I said a few minutes ago we could still get top four, but realistically, that's not going to happen. It's just mathematically possible that we can. So I think for the City game, it is possible, but will it happen? I don't think so. But like I said, Leeds did it, and I hope Mourinho watched that game, and I hope he watched the tactics, because I know Bielsa is like a tactic god, but come on, you need to watch that, and you need to play it like that. But should let Louis have his prediction.
I think we're gonna go. I think we're probably gonna lose as well. I think 2-1 Man City.
Well, I've just given a massive speech about that, but I think that when 2-1's like the game, 2-1's like the game prediction, but when you see the stats and everything come together, I just think it's got 3-0 to City written all over it. I can't. Maybe 3-1, actually. I'll say 3-1 because I think we'll score a goal, but I just can't see us winning it, unfortunately. And I just feel like maybe the fans will help. I don't know. Perhaps we'll have louder fans than City, but it really depends what happens on our day, because on our day we are very good. But you know, we need to play like Leeds, because if we don't play like Leeds, we're going to get absolutely battered. And other teams have proved that they can hang on to a result against City for 80, 85 minutes. Obviously, the team ends up going on to lose the game after all. But I think if we just have 5 more minutes of switch on time, then maybe we can win the cup. But like I said, injuries, form again. We're predicting 5 games into the future here. A lot could happen. City could get knocked out of the Champions League tonight and struggle in the league for a bit, and then suddenly we might come in as favourites. But who knows? It's really unpredictable at this stage.
So that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Come on, Spurs.